How's it going, Ayo? In this video we're going to talk about the Kylie Jenner Bratz doll controversy, the fact that Jake Paul has revealed a really dark secret about his father, and Emily Ratajkowski's really weird take on Taylor Swift. Alright, so Kylie Jenner has managed to find herself at the center of controversy once again. Since the Barbie movie came out, it brought in millions of dollars and a ton of hype for Mattel, and Bratz is trying to soak up some of that attention, and remind everyone that the two dolls still have some historical competition. Bratz has now teamed up with Kylie Jenner in their first ever celebrity collaboration, and they launched a brand new line of Kylie Jenner dolls. Each doll is Kylie in Bratz form. There are 6 different dolls to choose from, and all of which are based on some of her most iconic red carpet looks. It's a really cute idea considering that their target audience of 6 to 10-year-olds would all know about her, but the reaction so far has not been completely positive. What people really seem to pay attention to is the fact that Kylie's skin tone is a lot darker on the doll than it is in real life. On Twitter there are now tons of posts dragging the collaboration, and some saying that they completely got it wrong when it comes to putting her in doll form. There were also those that said that it was another classic example of cultural appropriation, which is something that most of the Kardashians have been accused of at one point in time. In January of 2020, Kylie brought about scandal when she debuted a controversial hairstyle on social media. She shared a picture of herself in an old photo shoot wearing her platinum blonde hair in twists, which is also known to be a protective hairstyle in the African American community that women can legally get fired for wearing. So that's when the backlash began to roll in. She quickly deleted the post from her Instagram stories, but the photographers who were responsible for the photo shoot as well as her makeup artist kept the photos on their pages, and they claimed that Gwen Stefani was the inspiration behind the look. Apart from that incident, she also faced heavy criticism for wearing cornrows and trying to rebrand the look as boxer braids. So she's not exactly new to this type of behavior, not to mention what happened in 2016 when she graced the December-January cover of Interview magazine. The photo shoot showed her posing in a golden wheelchair in a way that makes her look like a doll. The then 18-year-old Kylie was dressed in a skin-tight black bodysuit and posed as though she were a mannequin staring off into space. But it wasn't the lack of clothing or the bondage theme that had people offended, it was the fact that she was posing in a literal wheelchair. Many people found the shoot to be demeaning to those with disabilities. Now when it comes to these Bratz dolls, the company was obviously involved in the creative decisions too. Still, regardless of the backlash, Kylie has not stopped promoting the dolls for 1 second. This week she shared a clip of her 5-year-old daughter Stormy wearing a red tulle dress and playing with the dolls. In the boomerang style video, Stormy holds up 2 of the dolls in their boxes and she's surrounded by piles of open packaging. Kylie also posted an Instagram reel from Bratz announcing the collaboration. The reel showed 6 of the dolls, which also come with random accessories like a miniature version of her Italian greyhound and a red carpet rope barrier. The first doll is inspired by her 2019 look for the Met Gala, which was a lilac feathery Versace dress and a matching purple wig, and the 4th doll shows her off-white bridal inspired look from the 2022 gala, which was super unpopular at the time. There were also a few other looks like what she wore to the 2022 CFDA Fashion Awards, which was a black mugler gown, but most of them followed the pattern of her own fashion, so they weren't super well known. In a final Instagram story on Wednesday, she teased that there is more to come from her collab. Kylie wrote, "I have been a fan of Bratz since childhood and I've always wanted my own Bratz doll. I have loved every step of the process this past year in creating these dolls alongside the Bratz team. I'm so excited that they're here." The Bratz creative director Jasmine Larian released her own statement saying this is a seminal moment in Bratz history to join forces with Kylie Jenner and the brand's first ever celebrity collaboration. Kylie truly embodies everything Bratz has stood for since its inception 22 years ago, from being disruptive and rebellious to energetic and impressive. Not only will this collaboration expand Kylie's millions of fans, but it'll also reach the audiences that grew up with Bratz and are excited to relive the Y2K Bratz lifestyle today. She ended the statement by saying, "We couldn't be prouder to welcome Kylie into the Bratz family." So what do you think? Would you buy these dolls for your kids? Let me know in the comments below. And now, Jake Paul has accused his father of something shocking. The YouTuber turned boxer claimed that his dad would physically attack him growing up. This was said in the latest edition of Netflix's docuseries Untold, Jake Paul the Problem Child. When speaking about his childhood, Jake said, "My dad would slap me. Our parents were really strict, and mainly my dad. It was always Logan and I against him." Logan Paul also addressed this issue in the documentary, but instead he chose to play down their father's actions. He said that he is a menace and a very intense guy. For his part, Greg Paul insisted that he never laid a hand on his sons, but he does admit to throwing them on a couch a couple of times, which he says it's just what dads are supposed to do. As a response, he said, "Welcome to life, get the F over it." Greg went on to say, "Someone comes in here and they start harassing everyone and smacking around an old lady. Do you want a couple of Greg Pauls in the room or do you want some some effing fairy who's gonna sit there and talk about emotions. Despite the allegations, Jake credits his father with his and Logan's YouTube success. He said, "He was so hard and so tough on us that my brother and I's imaginations really started to flare up. So one day we get a camera and we just start filming our lives." These days, Jake has more than 20 million subscribers on YouTube and 23 million followers on Instagram. So he's built a very successful platform for himself and no one can deny that. The thing is, he hasn't gotten there without several almost career-ending controversies. In April of 2021, two women came forward with SA allegations against him, which he adamantly denied. In an interview with the New York Times, actress Rayleigh Lolly said she started working with Jake when she was 17. She said that he often called her jailbait and commented on her appearance. She also claimed that one evening in late 2017, he touched her without consent after they filmed a video. She said she forcefully told him to stop and then he ran out of the room. Rayleigh quit soon after the alleged incident happened, though she decided not to bring charges against him. She said, "I was with Jake for months, and I saw what kind of person he was behind the scenes, and what kind of person he put out to the rest of the world." Her accusations came after TikTok star Justine Paradise released a 20-minute long YouTube video on the allegations that Jake SA'd her. She claimed that this happened in the bedroom of the Team 10 house in California, where he and several other members of the group lived and worked together. She explained that they were kissing when he started to put his hands in places on her body and she moved them away. In response, he apparently said, "If nothing's going to happen, what's the point?" When speaking about that moment, she said, "He didn't ask for consent or anything. That's not okay. On no level at all is that okay." She claimed that she never got an apology from Jake and said, "In a situation like that, there was nothing I could do. I was physically restricted and I felt emotionally restricted afterwards to even say anything about it." So there's been quite a lot of controversy when it comes to his personal life and his relationships, like the disastrous PR marriage that went down with Tana Mongeau. News first broke that the megastars were dating in April of 2019, and months later, Jake proposed on Tana's 21st birthday in July of that same year. They had a lavish July wedding, which reportedly cost around $500,000 and involved private jets, a mansion, multiple wedding cakes, and even a replica of Jon Snow's sword from Game of Thrones. Apparently, there was also a fistfight mid-ceremony, but interestingly enough, the YouTube stars never actually made their union legal. Tana said she didn't want to sign a marriage license or legally binding paperwork because that takes away the love. All in all, they did manage to remain friends, but people still speculate that their entire relationship was only for clout. For a while though, it seemed like Jake was really trying to move away from all that YouTuber drama. His boxing career first started out as a bit of a joke and a way to face off against other influencers, but now he's taken it up as a professional sport. He's gone on to fight MMA stars Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, and Anderson Silva. Earlier this year, he's also taken on and lost by split decision against British boxer Tommy Fury. Speaking about his new career prospects, Jake said, "I think people, they don't think I'm a real person, and I think they judge me from my past a lot versus looking at who I am today. I need boxing, boxing saved me. I was in a super dark place in my life." So it's definitely something that he's turned to almost as an escape from the person that he's known to be. Although we still don't know how far it's all going to go, for now it seems like he is well and truly taken with boxing more than anything else. Moving on, have you heard Emily Ratajkowski's take on Taylor Swift? She's not usually one to shy away from giving her honest opinion about hot button topics, but this time she might have genuinely upset her own audience. Emily talked about liking Taylor Swift and said that not liking her music made her a misogynist. Speaking to Troye Sivan on her High Low podcast, she revealed that she used to avoid pop music altogether. She said, "I kinda grew up with a little snobbery around my generation. I wasn't someone who listened to pop music a ton. Actually, a lot of the times the things that are popular are just incredibly good. I came around." She then explained that Taylor Swift was a big turning point for her because she never used to like her music, and looking back, she feels that was a part of her internalized misogyny. She said, "I went to her concert and I was like, this person is an incredible songwriter, an incredible performer, and anyone who says anything else, like, they have issues, and actually maybe not a very sophisticated palate." Emily ended the topic by saying, "I know a lot of jaws would drop, but I do think that's true. If you don't like Taylor Swift, then you don't understand things." So basically she's saying that there's so much feminism within her songs that if you don't like it, that's something that you should question about yourself. It's no secret that Taylor has constantly had to face public scrutiny for simply being in the public eye and dating at the same time, for supposedly having a long list of ex-lovers, which is actually just a normal amount of people. She's also called out the double standards for men and women when it comes to writing songs about love. She said she's been judged for using her relationships as inspiration for her songs. In response, she said, "Find me a time when they say that about a male artist. Be careful, girl, he'll use his experience with you to get, God forbid, inspiration to make art." So there is a long history there when it comes to Taylor being shamed for dating and putting those experiences into her music. Emily Ratajkowski understands that kind of misogyny as well. The song Blurred Blurred Lines proved to be one of the most divisive songs of the 2010s. With the release of the music video, the tune was heavily criticized for being lyrically problematic, but the attention quickly turned to the video, which of course featured undressed models dancing around singers who were fully clothed, one of them being Emily Ratajkowski. In 2021, she spoke about her time on the set and claimed that she was SA'd by Robin Thicke. In one passage of her memoir, she described the alleged incident and said, "Suddenly, out of nowhere, I felt the coolness and foreignness of a stranger's hands cupping my bare breast from behind. I instinctively moved away, looking back at Robin Thicke. He smiled a goofy grin and stumbled backward, his eyes concealed behind his sunglasses." The music video was filmed with an all-female team, so naturally this incident caught the attention of the director Diana Martel, who witnessed the entire thing and immediately asked Emily if she was okay. She later did an interview about it and said, "I don't think he would have done this if he had been sober." Apparently she also screamed at Robin and said, "What the F are you doing?" and she wanted to stop the shoot, which is when Emily suggested that they keep on going. We kept on and Emily was phenomenal. She's really the star of the video. She's fully mocking the male gaze with her beautiful shape and ferocious energy. She's playful, not seductive, and quite hilarious. So it all ended well and she was able to stay professional through it all. But that incident just goes to show you how these things might have slipped through the cracks if it had been a male director or someone a lot less focused on the women. So what do you think about this news story? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.